Hello and welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're doing well. Today I have an art haul for you. I have some of the packages here and then a couple of things behind me. So let's get started unwrapping these and see what I got. I'm quite excited about these three here. So let's get into this. First up we have this watercolour palette. This has been on my wish list for 2 years roughly now, I think. I'm not super sure actually, it could be more than that, but it's at least 2 years because of a YouTuber, Victoria. She used to go by Juicy Ink, but this is what she uses as her main studio palette and also for traveling as well. And this is essentially like a smaller, more compact version of the palette that I use as a studio palette. And this one has 16 wells, I believe, whereas the studio palette I use has 18, and it's a bit larger. I don't have the studio one easily to hand right now, but I do have this one nearby to show you a size comparison. So it's definitely larger than the really compact. So this is just the 12 colour Cotman, but with different colours in it. So it's still pretty compact. It's about the size of an A5 sketchbook. So it's nice and compact for traveling, but still having lots of wells and mixing space. So like I said, this has been on my wish list for 2 years, and I have been waiting for it to go on sale, for the price to drop, and it finally did. So I'm super happy that I have this. I'm pretty content with my watercolor palettes now. This rounds out what I want from my watercolor palettes at the moment, and I will be doing a setting up my palette video at some point for this palette, so stay tuned for that. Next up we have a kind of miscellaneous thing here. It's still an art supply for me. It's for sketchbooking. I have some post-it notes and I sometimes use these in my sketchbooks for various different things. For one, for example, they can be a really fun way to do thumbnailing or to add colour into your backgrounds. I just got some pastel tones. So that's just a little sketchbooking miscellaneous kind of item. Okay, so I have taken these out of their packages from earlier and also removed the film around it so there's no glaring for you from the light. And this is a watercolour block of 100% cotton Baohong watercolour paper. I have not tried Baohong watercolour paper before. And this is the professional line. They also have artist line as well, but I believe both of them are still 100% cotton. The reason why I've been interested to try this brand is because some of the artists that I follow are moving to this brand from brands like Arches because to them it's a comparable or better quality and the price is better. I have not tried Arches watercolour paper yet. I do want to try it at some point alongside some other brands that I haven't tried before as well. But I'm very excited to test this out. So I got 2 pads of the 7 by 4.9 inch or the 18 by 12.5 centimeters size. And this is the hot press. And then I haven't removed the film on this one, but this is the cold press, same size. And then I also got a larger size of, there's a glare there, a larger size of the hot press, and this is 26 by 18 centimeters or roughly 10 by 7 inches. And all of these, I believe, yeah, all of them have 20 sheets. And I'm interested to see how the block is actually glued together. So from the looks of it, it is. Yep. It's glued on all four sides, and then the opening is obviously where it says open, but it is definitely glued on all sides. It's slightly sticky. Not terribly, but slightly sticky. There is a little bit, I don't know if it's going to focus, there's a little bit of damage there, and a little bit of damage there, but I don't mind. I think the other ones looked fine from what I saw. Yep, the big block is fine. And the small cold press block is fine as well. So I'm going to be doing a video testing out this paper and doing an illustration probably on the hot press, since that's what I'm most excited to be trying. I did also get the cold press as well, so I might do one hot press and one cold press, but we shall see. I've been itching to do a cold press painting of a big cat, maybe a leopard, so for the cold press I might do that, but we shall see. I have some illustrations planned out in my sketchbooks that I'll probably dive into for the hot press, and we shall see how this watercolour paper holds up for me. If you have any experience with the Baohong watercolour paper, let me know in the comments, good or bad. I'm interested to know what each artist's opinion is. People like watercolour paper for different reasons. So some people love watercolour paper that stays wet for a really long time. Other people prefer watercolour paper where the watercolour sits on the top of the paper and they think it looks more vibrant to them, so they prefer it. So there's definitely a lot of preference when it comes to watercolour paper and art supplies as a whole, and it's just interesting to hear what different people prefer, and discussing art supplies is always so much fun. Here's an overview of everything that I showed you from today's haul. I would say that I'm most excited about the palette and also being able to try out these. The post-it notes, they're not exactly exciting. They might be depending on what you're into. They're more just like an everyday purchase for sketchbooking for me. But yeah, this one I've waited for a very long time to try out. So I'm super excited for setting up and choosing all the colours and all that lovely stuff. I'll get all into colour mixing theory crafting, which is so much fun to me. So I'm super excited about that coming up. And I'll make sure to record it all for you so that you can know a little bit more about my colour choices, my mixing process and things like that. And probably do a colour mixing video as well, we shall see. And yeah, I'm also very excited to try out a new kind of watercolour paper. It's always fun to experiment with different brands and explore art. It's always fun. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!